Hey guys, Zari here. Hope all is well. Trust you're having an amazing day so far. It's 9:53. So we've just been watching the opening range here on the Three Sisters. You can see this is a 10-minute open range here on the Dow. We're looking to potentially buy a break above the 10-minute opening range. As I'm also watching the Three Sisters here, you can see kind of basing out, really going sideways. This is a contracting pattern. Not a very attractive pattern, but it's a contracting pattern nonetheless. And this is looking here more like a basing and contracting pattern, looking for a break above. Buy stop limit here, guys, right above the 10-minute range. You see that there. Just gonna go to my own platform here for a moment, make sure my brackets are set. Buy stop order. It's a happy Friday, by the way. PPI Friday. A bit of action on the news alert, on the news event, but not too major. All right, watching the Three Sisters here as well on a different screen as always. Here we go, guys, getting ready to be tapped in. And not quite yet. It's having trouble breaking through that 10-minute range. Be watching it. I'll put you on pause for now so we don't have a grind here. This could be a sideways grind given the contraction patterns that we're seeing on all three of these here. Boom, boom, boom on the S&P and then on the Dow. So we're looking for that break above to continue to watch this. Okay, live order here, guys, waiting to be triggered in. Pause. All right, in the meantime, I'm just going to move this back to the, change this back to the 30-minute chart here on the left-hand side, bottom left. That's the chart that I normally would have in that position. Right there. I'm going to get rid of this open range marker now to keep things nice and clean. You can see we tapped into rejection here and rejected, right? Tapped into support and rejected, which is that prior rejection zone, a very powerful one from 3 days ago, 1, 2, 3. 3 full days ago. Looking for some basing here and potential rallying. We'll see. This thing could absolutely round though and drive down. I'll be watching that very closely. Three Sisters. Not doing anything on the NASDAQ here. Again, contracting. A little bit of movement on the S&P, but needs to break above structure here. Here we go. So close, getting so close to being triggered here. So bottom line is fairly neutral patterns on the NASDAQ and the S&P now. If anything, basing, but this can also be a continuation down, right? The prior move down could be contracting and then to drive down. Symmetrical triangles, you can call it whatever you wish. The most bullish of the three looking pattern is the Dow. Trying to move up higher here. Positive moving average configuration. Prices above both EMAs, the 9 and 21 in this case. This is a 1-minute chart. And those averages moving higher. In other words, rising. No guarantees of anything there, of course. This 30-minute candle closes in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. We'll see if we can get a break above. That would confirm a move. Now, what I don't like, I'm going to be quite frank with you, is all this noise, all these wicks here, the sideways grind that was in the European session, right? Of course, we're still in the European New York overlap, but there are very different participants now in the New York session that we're in here. And if we break above here, looking to see if we can continue all the way through and drive up here for the rest of the day, at least for the rest of the morning. We're asking a lot, but that's what the coin flip's all about. Pause now. And almost triggered in here. My orders on my actual platform did not, so we will see. Very close. And in. There's some news right there. I had forgotten about that news, but got a good fill. So long the Dow now. Just move my marker over to where I actually got in. Right there. Targeting 389. So that was just fortuitous. I had forgotten about the news. Sometimes just being positioned. With price action works in your favor. That could have gone against me. I'll take it. I even told my group about the news this morning. I sent it out to them and said, be careful. But that's what happens sometimes. Hey, it's Friday. Give myself a little bit of leeway. And I'll take the lucky move there with gratitude. I mean, it's not lucky yet. We haven't exited here with a profit, but I accept it. I normally do not have a position right before big news. The biggest news, of course, was a PPI this morning, and there was virtually no reaction on that one. I'll put you back on pause now. We'll manage this thing as we do normally. Pause. Tapped 1R. I'm moving my stop to break even now, guys. Break even. So my stop is here. I'm going to leave my marker where it was because I like the look of it, but I'm officially at break even on this trade. First trade of the day, Friday, August 11th. So that was just that was Michigan consumer sentiment. It's classified as high octane news, but in my experience, not big moves. Unless my memory's not serving me correctly. The big one was PPI, and I would never have a position going into PPI or CPI or NFP or FOMC interest rate announcements, things of that nature. This one, I did forget, but to me, not as crucial and critical. I never miss the PPI, CPI, NFP, Fed Funds, FOMC. Those ones are burned into my brain from making a few mistakes many years ago. I also discuss them openly as they happen in my group. All right, back on pause. I'm at break even now, for the record. And so, as many of you know, I've just recently, really in the last week, have moved from trading in points or recording my trades in points to R multiples, R values, which I think is a much more optimized and efficient way to track trade performance. And so there are different ways to manage this trade. Of course, some traders will take their entire profit here at 1R, especially in view of the fact that we've just tapped into a resistance zone. This would be a very legitimate place to take profits. In terms of points, that is a 77-point trade there. But I'm ignoring points at this point. For the reasons that I mentioned in the video that I actually posted here today on my new way of tracking trades. So some traders may take profit here at 1R, making it a 1-to-1 trade, or they may move stop to break even and leave the trade wide open, which is what I'm doing on this particular trade, especially given this resistance, right? Some traders will take half off here or 3/4 off and then move stop to break even, or take half and 3/4 off and leave stop where it is to give the trade more room to breathe for the longer term. There are many different ways to do this. I'm just showing you some markings here, really, trade markers, and letting traders do whatever they feel is best for their own style. Back on pause. All right, we had a routine pullback here. Still very much a moving average, positive bullish configuration here, as you can see. Moving average is still moving up, 9 above 21, price above, nice orderly pullback to the 21, didn't even close below, and now beginning to try to go for another high, an in-trade high, or a new high for the move, shall we say. And there it is. There's the new high. Put you on pause for now. Driving up even higher now. It's a zone reversal trade, by the way, guys. You can see here, 30-minute zone reversal. Trying to tap 150 or 1.5R. Pause. Passing through 1R, up on 150R, 1.5R. I'm now moving my stop to 1R. My stop is here. Very high chance of being stopped out there. I'm only interested in staying in this now if it continues with a momentum move all the way up to 2R, which is where my ultimate take profit is for the entire position. If we pull back now, I'm willing to take the 1R because this is a very precarious position here, having tapped, taken out some stops, and then potentially will reverse and reject from here, coming back down. You can see it's even starting to think about that now. I've just seen this thousands of times before, and that's why I'm doing this. I could just take a manual at about 1.25 to 1.5R right now. Not going to. I'll let it come all the way back, just in case there's some real ongoing buying coming here. This math will work just fine for me. And pause. Driving up, quite a strong move. One more big push will do it. Looking for 154 points on this, or 2R. Moving my stop now to 1.5R. Right there. Give me one moment, my own platform. Okay. Good. So now it needs to, so it's already tapped into this next resistance zone. High likelihood it's going to reject from there. Let's see if we can just tap that first. Stop is at 150R. And done, guys. Thanks for being with me. 2R win. Nice way to start the day. 154 points on the Dow. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon. I'm sure we'll have some other trades here. Who knows? That's a Freaky Friday. You just never know. Thanks for your support. Thanks for clicking that like button. And if I don't chat with you, have an amazing weekend. Take care.